My phone just started recording by itself. That's interesting. I guess we're ready to go then. Well, I hope everybody had an awesome 4th of July. Didn't end up in jail and didn't blow off any fingers and did things that maybe should have gone to jail for, but didn't. Um, oh, it's a nice rainy, dreary. How do you even spell that one? Dreary day. I love these days like this. Especially when I lived in Arizona, I would come back home to northern Wisconsin, northern Minnesota area, and I'd just be rainy and cool and it's perfect temperature. Anyway, I wanted to talk about something that we all go through and our patience. Maybe a little bit about relationships. Patience are so easy to lose, and the sucky part is that you don't even realize you're doing it because you're focused on what your child or somebody around you may be doing. You just really so I'll tell you an example. When me and my now girlfriend, who have known each other since we were 12 years old, decided to get out of the relationships that we were in and start together. And she has 4 kids, and I have 3. So one of hers and one of mine don't frequent the house. She has a 17-year-old that's doing 17-year-old things, and her almost 10-year-old he would rather be at his dad's because it's a boy thing, I guess. So going into this, we're both totally committed to this, and it got to the point I had to have headphones. I had to just having headphones and just not being able to hear what's going on around me was my fix for the craziness that goes on in my house, which I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world, because life without chaos is time slipping through your hands. So I've never lost control. I'm always in control. But you start to lose control and you think, oh, I'll just go just a little bit further, not gonna hurt anybody, I'll get louder, and it's just that's not, when you feel like you need to get louder, you're already losing it. That's when you're losing control, and you need to go take a break, put the kid on timeout, in which case you're also having a timeout. If you do 15 minutes or whatever, or have them go to their room and play, that's 15, half an hour. Hopefully they get distracted, right? And they just start playing and using their imagination, which is rare nowadays, I think. Anyway, so if they get a 15-minute timeout, you're also getting 15 minutes to recover, go drink a Mountain Dew, go get some fresh air, put your headphones on. I like to put my headphones on and do some cleaning. But you have to, it's like, alright buddy, you're gonna have 10-minute timeout. Because they're doing something. Let me see if I can come up with an example. We'll say we're gonna make up a character. His name's Fred. So, Fred has an end table, and there's stuff on the end table, dad stuff like chargers, painter's tape. Let's see here. Just, you want that end table to be the safe spot where you just set something down. So stupid Fred thinks anything he has in his life is going to be safe from children. But the kids they keep going to that table, right? And they keep grabbing stuff. and you tell them to go away multiple times, and they don't even care. They just laugh at you. And it's like, okay, that's when you say, all right, well, you guys go up to your room. And Fred needs a break. Go up to your room for a little bit and play with your toys. And of course, they don't listen, so then they start getting into something else. Let's say I don't do this. Fred doesn't do this, but if you had folded clothes along your couch, I don't know why you would do that with kids. But if you had folded clothes along your couch, and then they're leaving your end table alone, but now they won't leave the folded clothes alone, and it starts to add up, and your blood starts to get hotter and hotter, and that's the time when you just need to say, okay, I'm gonna carry them upstairs, or I need to put my headphones on, or sometimes it's just like, okay, whatever, unfold the clothes, I don't care, just stay away from the end table. Fred starts to give in a little bit, and then they start to, you give your kids an inch and they take miles. It's anyway, and then things start to escalate, right? And that's when you need to just put them in their room. And it said, my phone's talking to me. And you don't realize this sometimes because you get so caught up on, hey, get away from the table. Get away from the table. Get away from the table. Get out of the kitchen. Get out of the kitchen. And you don't realize, because you're all caught up in what you're trying to get them not to do. You don't realize you're getting louder and louder and louder. And I just want to help people be aware, like, put them on timeout before things escalate, because things can get out of hand very, very quickly, and then you're screaming, and the kids are screaming, your neighbors start thinking you're crazy, they're not learning anything, you're losing it. It's just, find that point where you just, okay, I'll carry them to their bedroom, and then I will go do, I don't know, wrap your legs around the air conditioner, or whatever it is that you do. I thought of this because that's something that I wish I would have known, where it's like, take care of the issue before it starts to escalate, or you're just wasting time and energy. And I forgot what else I wanted to talk about. It's hard to make. I don't write these things down, or I don't make multiple videos. It's just what you see is what you get, I guess. So what is your coping mechanism? How do you get away? How do you relax? Like, I don't drink or smoke or do drugs. I wrench on things or modify. Let's see, have I done anything lately? I painted the grill to my truck. I just did a Rust-Oleum tractor paint and a roller brush. A roller. And it looks pretty good. You know, it's a lot of orange peel, but I'm not really too worried about that, because I want my truck to look like it has 100 layers of paint on it. Because I am going for function over form. I want it to be durable, and as I go through it, I'm starting from the front and working my way back. I have now painted the grill. I painted my mirror caps, which we've all seen a 10th gen F-150 9703. Which I'm gonna, if you don't know, you're gonna know now. You're gonna see this every time you look at one. The 97 and 98, the grill is flat all across the bottom, and the 99 to 03, it goes under the headlights, and then it goes down into the bumper, and then back up, and it looks a lot better. Anyway, I have the 98 grill on mine still, but I painted that black. It has basically the entire charging system is new in that truck. See, the starter's new, positive cable's new. I don't know if I replaced the battery or not. Probably. One of the battery clamps is new, which I use one of those cool like bike seat clamp ones, and it seems to be corroding really fast. Mega fuses are new, alternator's new, and I went through all this because it would not charge, and starter solenoid's new, and what it was is because I pulled the fuse under the dash for the airbag light, which is attached to the battery warning light, and it needs that to complete a circuit. So I replaced the entire system just to, in the end, replace a 15-cent fuse. Anyway, well, I learned a lot. So, and it's got a new air conditioner, AC compressor, belt. Yep, and I think, so, it's running good, it's running mint. AC hasn't been charged yet because I didn't want to pay for that in the middle of winter time. So next would be fenders. The hood is good. Next would be fenders. I might just do fiberglass. I don't know if I want to do fiberglass or steel, because I'll probably do fiberglass just because I don't want it to rust more, right? I don't really want bulged fenders, but they don't seem to make factory replacement style fenders for those, which would be mint. If anybody watching this owns a fiberglass company, let me know. Yeah, and the exhaust rattles really bad because of how it's rusted out. I'm gonna take that off. Probably just take the muffler off. I live in town, so sorry neighbors, but. And clean eating. We have been eating clean food. I'll have to edit some pictures in on my next video. But there are choices besides microwave burritos. Your food doesn't have to suck, but it can be healthy. Anyway, let me know what your coping mechanisms are, how you escape while you're still there, and comment below. Let me know. Shop Jimmy O. Just kidding. Alright, y'all. Have a good one. Be patient. Thanks for watching. Bye.